The day started like all in recent memory, a dark sky looming over the world. But despite the downpour, as our protagonist wakes to the sound of the storm, something about this day feels different. Even if it's gloomy, the chores still need doing. There's washing to be hung out and plants that need tending. You have hung the washing on the line. As you fertilize the plants, one of the gourds springs to life and begins fluttering around the garden. Hello, Pepper. Looks like your gardening has really paid off. As the clouds clear, everything looks just a little brighter. Maybe today is finally the day that you venture out into the world. But first, let's freshen up a little. As you return to the yard, you know that you are ready to head out beyond the comforts of home. Pepper seems to be beckoning you onward. It's scary, but you can do this. As you push the block into place, a bridge rises from below the water. At that, you step out into the lands of Yore. Far beneath your mountain glade, the world below stretched. From the forests in the west to the marshes in the east, and above it all stood the great fortress of Yore in the north. It had been so long since you had left home. But now, at long last, you were ready to enter the world once more. Upon reaching the crossroads, it was clear the world had changed since last you saw it. The once bustling intersection now lay empty and in ruins. Just what happened during your absence? Northward was where the fortress stood. It marked the way to the crown of Yore, where the dragon Deimos lived. Surely someone in the fortress would have answers. The fortress lay empty and still. A feeling of deep despair hung heavy in the air. "Leave this place, adventurer," was all the figure said. But you remained. Nyla stood before you, the mighty captain of the guard. "I told you to leave. There is nothing for you here." She stood alone in the empty space. The fortress was once a lively bastion, filled with guards and travelers on their way to Deimos. But now it was abandoned save for this solitary captain. What had happened? You asked the mighty Nyla what had become of the fortress and the lands between. And the captain explained of how Deimos had gone mad and terrorized the lands below, and how now she alone stood as the last soldier holding the gate shut, so that none could go beyond the fortress borders towards the crown where Deimos slept. "It is no longer safe here. I cannot let you pass." You were shocked. Deimos gone mad? Surely that cannot be. Deimos was always so gentle and kind. Something must be very wrong indeed. "I'm sorry. Please leave." left alone. Well, apart from Pepper. Good Pepper. But what now? Things just didn't make sense. Why would Deimos do such a thing? And why was Nyla all alone? You needed answers. It was time to explore the fortress and find a way up to Nyla. No power. Everything is locked down. It would appear that the fortress's power is tied to Nyla. The key to exploring this place is understanding her. The first step to figuring things out is understanding the situation. With the situation understood, you must identify the thoughts that come from it. Situation, thoughts, and feelings understood, it's time to identify the actions that come from them.